Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here and welcome to episode 7 of my Athletic Bilbao series for Football Manager 2019. So today's episode is going to be a live commentary against Sevilla. Of course, we are currently third in the league, as you can see by the table there on the left, and they're in fourth, 1 point behind us, and of course we are both, well, I'm 2 points behind Real Madrid and they're 3 points behind Real, so it's very close in the top 4 sort of positions there. Of course, a win today will mean that we will go ahead of Real Madrid. Unfortunately, Barcelona have sort of run away with the league a little bit. We've had quite a few bad losses, and unfortunately, we're not really able to compete with Barcelona this season, and I don't think we'll be able to gain any real ground on them either. But yeah, we are in February, which means, of course, the transfer window has passed. There was a little bit of activity. Not too much, but a little bit. As you can see down here, we let a few young players go out on loan. Nothing too special there. But the players we brought in, first was Athami from Tenerife for 350k. A nice little 16-year-old regen, of course. One of the only ways we can actually sign any players that are not Basque is under the age of 16 and under. So yeah, we brought him in, 4-star potential, nice and cheap at 350k. And as you can see, he's a pretty good goalkeeping prospect. And I mentioned that in one of the previous episodes that it is very hard for Bilbao to find a new goalkeeper going into the future. And yeah, this guy looks like a nice little prospect. Of course, we did get our own youth player that came through the academy that can play in goals last season as well. So I think that's a little bit of competition for the spot there now. Yeah, really happy with that one overall. The next player we brought in was Juan Sebastian, another young player from Malaga for 650k. He's a centre-back that can play left-back or defensive mid. A little bit versatile there, nice left-footed as well. Always important to try and balance out your centre-backs in terms of their strongest foot. Overall, he's not great, but he's not horrible either. Just a little prospect to try and see exactly what he'll develop into. We did loan him out to Cartagena, who do have pretty good facilities despite being in the third tier of Spanish football. He also has 4-star potential, so he could definitely turn into something special. And the final player we brought in was Brace from Atletico de Madrid, 3.6 million, and he is a very, very exciting prospect for left back. Can also play right back, which of course is very, very helpful in this team because unfortunately we suffer from a lot of injuries. There's a big injury problem at the club. We sort of had it as well last season, but this year, or this season in particular, it has just gotten really bad, and as a result, I think the fixtures have definitely struggled. Our results have just been a lot lower than what they were last season, if that makes sense. But yeah, he's a really exciting 16-year-old, either-footed as well, which really helps if he has to play it right back in the future. His right foot is just as good as his left, so yeah, really happy. He's also got a couple of good player traits there as well. Of course, knocks ball past opponent is one of the ones that is very, very lethal for a wing-back. So yeah, happy to get him off of Atletico as well. I think that's a bit of a steal there. Of course, they didn't steal Ure, but more or less I wasn't going to sell him, and they basically pushed him over the edge in terms of trying to leave the club and his morale and stuff. So yeah, nice little bit of payback there, getting their best prospect by far. And as you can see, he's already got 6 under-21 caps for the Spanish under-21s team. And he's only 16 years old, so yeah, really excited. He's already made his debut. He actually played a couple of games for us due to that injury crisis. But yeah, happy with that. Let's get into the fixtures now before we get into the live comp today. Of course, the previous episode was the Champions League game against Leverkusen. Was it really that long ago? Jeez, I've played a lot of fixtures, as you can see, off camera. I didn't actually realise it was that many. But yeah, we did get pretty far in the Copa del Rey, and of course we're still in the Europa League. So yeah, we've got a lot of fixtures to get through here. The next game after the Leverkusen game was a 0-0 draw with Deportivo Alaves. Nothing really much to say about this one. We followed that up with a 2-0 win over Rayo Vallecano. Nice little 2-0 victory there with Martinez getting both goals. Not every day you see your centre-back getting a brace. Unfortunately, we lost our next game in the Champions League to Celtic away from home. Of course, Celtic Park, always a hard place to go to. And of course, Barcelona have lost there before. And yeah, we were no different. They beat us through goals from Sinclair and Simonovic. We then managed to get a 1-1 draw with Real Madrid. And who else but Inaki Williams opening the scoring in this game. And Sasita managing to get one back for us. We then managed to beat Leonesa. Of course, in the previous episode, we only drew with them in the 4th round of the Copa del Rey. And yeah, we actually managed to get the win here. As we should be doing, because they're a second-tier team in the 2nd division. Villalibre and Sasita on the score sheet for us there. We followed that up with a really, really disappointing loss here. We lost to our rivals, Real Sociedad, 2-1 at home, which is never good to lose a derby at home. But yeah, Real Sociedad, they were doing really well earlier in the season. I think they've dropped off a little bit now, but yeah, Harry Wilson and Mikel Merino, who they've actually sold. They sold Merino to PSG. Got the 2 goals there, and of course Martinez, this big centre-back, getting a goal there for us as well. But yeah, it was too little too late with their early goals in the first half. We then managed to beat Shakhtar 1-0 through Genia, getting the only goal in the game there from left back. We followed that up with a nice little 2-1 away victory against Atletico. Villalibre with a brace there, and Costa also on the score sheet. We then managed a 0-0 draw away from home to Levante. Again, these 0-0 draws, they're really hard to swallow because in the games we are actually dominating, and we just, for some reason, we have lots of shots on target, but we just can't find a breakthrough. Probably because we don't have a lethal striker, and I say it like that because Villalibre is quite good, and he does come up with a lot of goals, but we just don't have that deadly striker. I thought Williams was going to be that guy for our team, but to be honest, he was sort of in the same boat. He scored quite a few goals, but never really was that real danger man for us. Anyways, we had quite a few of these draws throughout the season so far. We then played a friendly match against Durango, one of our affiliated teams, and we, again, managed only a 0-0 draw. Before another 0-0 draw, this time to Espanyol in the Copa del Rey 5th round first leg. We did bounce back, however, beating Valencia 2-1 through Hervias and Catalan, who is another regen I mentioned earlier in the first episode of this season. And he's actually scored quite a few goals. He had to fill in at striker. Villalibre actually picked up a 2-month injury, I believe, during this time. So he was out for quite a while. And of course, we didn't really have many options. We had a couple of guys that really weren't performing. And yeah, I just called him up to the first team, and somehow he was just scoring goals. And yeah, I wasn't really complaining. And there are a few more goals to show from him as well that are really impressive. Yeah, so we also managed to beat Espanyol in the second leg of that Copa del Rey clash through Benat in the 114th minute in extra time. And yeah, we got the 1-0 victory over the 2 legs, before we eventually went back and managed another 0-0 draw against Osasuna. What can I say? I mentioned it before. Just not able to put teams away despite dominating them. We then versed Celta Vigo 3 times in a row. We drew them in the quarter-final round of the Copa del Rey. Beat them 2-1 away from home through Unai Lopez and Catalan once again. We then lost to them in the next game in the league at home, so sort of the reverse fixtures there, both winning away from home. Roncalia and Aspas with their goals there. And the final game, I mean, what better way to put it but a draw? in the second leg. And again, Lopez on the score sheet for us and Patrick Roberts for them. It did mean we went through on goal... not on goal difference. We went through 3-2, of course, with both legs counting. We then managed to actually beat Barcelona. And who else but the 17-year-old Catalan, who has 9 finishing, scoring the only goal of the game against Barcelona here. Absolute scenes. And I literally couldn't believe that we won this game, to be honest, because Barca have just been so dominant in the league this season. And I think they've got like 10 or 12 points ahead of us at the moment, despite a game in hand. But yeah, and then unfortunately we played Real Madrid in the semi-finals, which is disappointing because the other two teams in the other semi-final were Deportivo Alaves and Real Betis. And I think if we drew one of them two teams instead of Real, we probably would have beaten them and gone into the final. But as you can see, we lost 5-1 in the first leg at home, and we basically just got destroyed. As you can see, Mendy opened the scoring. Catalan once again getting the equaliser, scores another goal against one of the best teams in the world, and then Martinez gets sent off. But yeah, then Casemiro got sent off in the 44th minute, just before half-time. And I sort of thought to myself, okay, we might actually be able to get something out of this game. And yeah, it wasn't to be. They scored 4 unanswered goals then. Kovacic actually came on at half-time, I believe, for one of the wonder kids, one of Real's wonder kids. I think Rodrigo or something like that. He came on, and he absolutely tore us to shreds. As you can see, he scored 2 goals, but I think he also got 2 assists as well. And yeah, the less said about this game, the better, I guess. We did follow it up with a 2-1 victory in the league against Girona. Bernat and Kappa getting our goals in this one. And then in the second leg of the semi-final, we managed a 1-1 draw. Asensio opened the scoring in the first minute, and then Bernat dispatching a penalty in the 83rd. A much better result compared to the first leg. But yeah, the less said about the overall goals in the semi-final is probably one to forget, I think. Anyway, we followed that up with another victory in the league at home, this time to Espanyol. Lecue and Kappa, both of our fullbacks, picking up goals in this game. But I think Kappa was actually playing right wing at this time because of our injury crisis. So yeah, happy days. We then faced Ajax, who we drew in the first knockout round of the Europa League. I mentioned that I didn't want to play in it, but I guess it's all right to an extent. Played a couple of youth players in here. Garmienda started at centre back, and then of course Brace came off the bench there as well. But we managed to beat them away from home 1-0 through a Bernat goal. The in-between game was a 2-0 victory against Malaga, however you want to say it. Goals coming from Bernat and Villa Libre. And then in the second leg at home, we destroyed Ajax 3-0. Ike Muniain in the 12th minute, and then Bernat putting away 2 penalties to give us the victory over the 2 legs. We did actually draw Chelsea in the next round. I'm kind of thinking about maybe making the next episode a bit closer, because the end of the season is sort of approaching. But I think I might do a live comm for this second leg against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. I think that should be a pretty decent game, and I think a lot of you guys will probably enjoy that. Massive game, of course. We'll probably get destroyed, but again, you know, we're beating Real Madrid. We're drawing with Real Madrid. Sorry, we're beating Barcelona, beating Atletico Madrid, and we're drawing with Real Madrid, what we have done throughout the season. We could beat Chelsea over 2 legs. I think we could probably do it. So I think we're definitely going to do the live comm. There's only, 5 games in between, or 4 games, I guess, if we do the Sevilla game today, of course. So 4 games to get through, and then I'll come back with another episode, and I think we'll do the Chelsea game. I think that's a nice little fixture. Anyways, let's get into today's lineup against Sevilla. We've got a lot of tired players out there as well. Of course, so many fixtures along with this injury crisis that's only just started getting better. I should mention that Bernat, Iturraspe, and Sasita have just come back from injury. Yes, that's right. They've only just come back from injury. We've still got... well, that guy's not... I had to bring him up because of the injury crisis. He's from the B team, a 19-year-old centre-back. But, yeah, San Jose, disappointingly, out for 10 months with cruciate ligaments. Really upset about that. Yuri has also only just come back as well, as you can see by his conditioning there. But Danny Garcia, out for 5 months. I think that was 6 months or 7 months. Achilles tendon there. Lopez, out for another 3 months. I think he was out for 4 to 5. Hervias has been out pretty much since the start of the season, to be honest. Broken foot. Out for another 3 months, and I think he was out for 6 in total. And, Martinez also just about to come back. Of course, we signed him at the start of the season, and he got injured 1 or 2 games after the game against Barcelona in the first episode of this season. So, yeah, we have had a massive injury crisis. The fact that we're still 2 points behind second place and could potentially go there today, I think is really, really good, to be honest, because of that injury crisis and how hard it has actually been. I've had to depend on 17-year-old strikers, more or less. Villalibre, of course, just coming back about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it's been tough. I'll leave it at that. Anyways, today's lineup: Ramiro, Lecue, Nunez, Martinez, Ganea will make up the back 5. We've got Iturraspe as the defensive mid with Bernat and Nolescoian. Coian? Oh, yeah, I have no idea. Maybe we'll call him Peru. I don't know. Nolescoian. Nolescoian. He's developed really nicely in the B team, and we've decided to bring him up, and he's done pretty well so far, filling in for all those injured players. Not the best average rating, but still pretty consistent and solid. Yeah, he'll be in the midfield with Bernat. Then we've got Sasita and Munayin and Villalibre up front. The bench will be Fernandez, Garmendia, Brace, Vesca, Kappa, Cordoba, and Catalan. As I mentioned before, of course, Sevilla are sitting just behind us, and then they will go ahead of us if we do lose this game. So it's very important, and I'm going to tell the boys to keep the run going. I think we've won our last 4 games in a row, so hopefully we can continue that and make it number 5 today. But yeah, like I said, we're starting to get some players back now. Of course, we're still in the Europa League. Disappointingly didn't... Oh my god. This is what I'm talking about. Alright, we got Kappa on the bench. He's not fit, but we will play him anyway, because I don't really want to use one of the youth players. I think this is a very important game. Oh my god, he's down to 44 condition. That is terrible. Yeah, like I said, it's a very important game, so I suppose they had an injury at the same time. Did they injure each other? Quincy Promes is injured for Sevilla in the 3rd minute. They must have had a clash or something. Anyway, Munayin now. We're bringing the ball forward. Hopefully we can, like I mentioned, we haven't been playing too well as far as our chances. Not really our chances created, but more the chances being finished. We haven't been lethal by any means. Munayin, ooh, nearly gets it in there. Nice little ball. But disappointingly, we just can't put the chances away, to be honest. That's been our biggest problem so far. Of course, Catalan has been somewhat prolific against the bigger teams for some reason. But overall, the whole team just hasn't been scoring. Sasita, can he cross it in? No, he can't. Oh my god. We had a player unmarked in the centre of the box. Now Skjolen hits the crossbar. Penalty, ref. Come on. Oh. Damn it. We have had some good chances, but neither team... Well, Sevilla just got their first shot on target there as well. We have Ganea with a free kick. Almost... Did he hit the crossbar then? I think he hit the crossbar. Yeah, that was a little bit disappointing, not going to lie. Probably should have finished that one as well. Still haven't had a shot on target. This is what I'm talking about. We've had 9 shots, 0 on target. Absolutely ridiculous. Just going to tell the boys I'm not happy because, to be fair, we haven't had a shot on target, and yeah, we've gone through the whole first half. We are dominating possession though, which is it's a pretty common occurrence, of course, with the tactic. I'm gonna have to change something up here. We've got a couple of players on really low ratings. Let's go in for Vesca maybe. I know I should bring Bernat off, but I don't have the options, to be honest. Part of me wants to bring Kappa off because I feel like he's very close to an injury right now. Actually, do you know what? Let's do this. Let's take Bernat off. Put Munain back into centre midfield. And then we'll put Cordoba on the inside forward role. We'll do that just to get him off. Probably should have taken Kappa off, but what can you do? Alright, and we're going to encourage the boys here. We've got a free kick. And we do manage to get it in the back of the net. Itaraspe, thank you very much. Finally. Finally. All that domination, and we finally only just get the breakthrough there. And it was a pretty sloppy goal as well, to be honest. But it doesn't matter. We're 1-0 up. I'm pretty happy with that. Now, hopefully, we can push on. Villa Libre. Good save by their goalkeeper. We do have the corner. It's a pretty poor one, to be honest. And Munain only just gets to that ball. Sasita again. It's tackled. Not good enough. Yeah, I'm just going to tell the boys to concentrate. We've got the lead. I don't want to throw it away. It is such a big game. We're in possession at the moment. Sasita to Martinez. We lose out, and there's... Oh my god. He has just absolutely... Who was that? Because he just got absolutely ripped. Nunes, I think it was. Oh my god, that is so annoying. Yeah, it was Nunes. 6.6. Everybody else in the defence is over 7. And he just got absolutely ripped. Good shot by Sasita, but it's just not going to go in. It's probably going to finish a draw here, unless they counter, of course. And they're coming forward. Ben Yedder. Will he put the cross in? Oh, that's a good tackle by Taraspe. Man of the match for me today. He's done really well. Can we shut them down? The time is up. Come on, ref. Blow the whistle. Thank you. There we go. Free kick to us, and that will be the end of the game. Oh, I mean, just looking at those stats, I'm just really frustrated once again, to be honest. We've had a lapse in defence, and it's cost us the goal that's given them a point. Late on as well, 86th minute. Honestly, it's just not good enough, to be honest. And I need to try and sign a striker, but there's just no one out there. There's no good Basque strikers at the moment. And the only option is to buy some regens, some 16-year-old Spanish regens that are either good enough now, which is going to be very expensive and probably not going to be there, or we're just going to have to wait a while and try and develop some of them, which is just unfortunate, to be honest, because we need goals now and we need a prolific goal scorer up front. Anyways, I'm going to say I'm not happy because, yeah, we've definitely thrown that game away. And as you can see, denied by late goal. Lecue's injured, and he's out for 7 weeks. So that's also great. As you can see, look how many injuries we currently have. That is ridiculous. And it was pretty much like this the whole season. Well, since the last episode at least. I think we had a few injuries in the last episode as well. But it's been like that the whole season. We've had at least half of our first choice players out injured, with serious injuries as well, like months at a time. And yeah, San Jose just devastated to lose one of our rock solid centre backs, to be honest. Anyways, guys, that's going to wrap this episode up. If you've enjoyed, drop a like. Sorry for the for the last couple of episodes, we haven't gotten wins on live comms, and yeah, we started the series off really well, and it's just unfortunate. But overall, I mean, if we look at the league table before I leave you, we're still in contention. Top 4 is the goal. I want to make sure we get Champions League football again for next season. Of course, that's only going to help the finances. As you can see over here on the right of the screen, I'll bring it up for you. The finances are still looking very, very good. We've kept it over the 100 mil balance. And yeah, overall, I think this is kind of the catalyst. If we can keep making Champions League, the finances and the projection for the club is very positive. As you can see, percentage-wise, we're making a pretty decent profit as long as we're making the Champions League, basically. Anyways, thank you for watching, guys. Subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.